Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yesterday's volatility did have little consequence for the overall pattern that we're tracking here. We still assume that Bitcoin topped in wave 1 and that we're now in this wave 2 correction. In the wave 2 correction, we have a 3-wave pullback. So we're looking at an A, B, C structure in which we assume the A wave has already taken place. So the A wave bottomed in 5 waves here on the 18th of July. The B wave topped in 3 waves in an A, B, C structure. By the way, I take the subwaves out, we don't need them. Topped actually here on the 20th of July, and we're now in this C wave to the downside here. The C wave to the downside is a 5-wave move. Until yesterday, the idea was, okay, maybe the wave 2 already topped here, but it reset the wave 2 here overnight. But that had very, very little consequence for the overall pattern, and the scenario is still very much active. In fact, it was just within the same scenario anyway, because I did highlight to you that as long as we stay below the 78.6 retracement, and as long as we don't see a sustained break above 30,240, and it was a brief break, but not a sustained break. It didn't even break or close the 1-hour candle above it. As you can see here, this is the 1-hour chart. Until we see that sustained break, we can assume that we are in a wave 2. So it always makes sense not to change counts too quickly and change assumptions too quickly just because you have a brief break of resistance. It always is worth to wait if it's a sustained break before coming to any conclusions. But even in the case of a break of imminent resistance, it would just have been a higher B wave rally instead. So the idea is anyway that we are just doing a corrective rally, okay, either weak or a rather strong corrective rally. But in both cases, I would have assumed, and I assume that we are eventually coming down a little bit lower into the yellow support area, and targets here, I have to adjust those targets that I gave earlier this week because we reset the wave 2. So it is likely to be changed. We take a look at that now. But it should be a 5-wave move down. So the next sell-off could be a 3rd wave in the wave C. Let's see if we finally get it. Don't forget that we have a strong support band here somewhere around that 29,500, 29,600 area. This is all structural support from previous tests of that support level. So we need to break below that anyway first, and then at some point get into this yellow support area with Fibonacci support at 29,140, 28,300, 27,460. And if it goes below that, last bullish support I have that's reliable is 26,280. Okay, so what can we expect if yesterday's high was indeed our wave 2? By the way, for anybody who's not familiar with the overall outlook, the idea is that all of this is a so-called 1-2 setup, one of the best setups in Elliott Wave, because the move that follows could be a 3rd wave rally. Really good reward to risk ratio, could take us into the 40k region. Just note that I'm of course a little less confident into this move than I was into the previous ones that we had over recent months, because we are now just below Fibonacci major resistance, not Fibonacci resistance, but we are just below major resistance, a major breakout point on the Bitcoin chart. So of course it will be more difficult to break through, but if it breaks through, then we have a really, really strong rally in my opinion, even though I still think it will be a bit of a rocky road. What is sort of target for the 3rd wave? So let's assume wave 2 topped yesterday here with this reset just basically at the maximum of what it should have done in the wave 2. We take the length of the wave 1, we go to the high of the wave 2, and then typical target for the 3rd wave would be the 1.618 extension. Here we talk about 28,984. Then we should get a wave 4. So let me add the 1.618 extension to the chart here as a dotted or dashed line. So you can see that. So channel members, by the way, all the time have access to these live charts, so you can see that all the time. We get a wave 4. And the wave 5 oftentimes reaches the 2.618 extension, but that's less reliable. It really depends on where exactly the wave 3 ends, where exactly the wave 4 ends. But there is certainly confluence around somewhere around the 28.3k area, the 50% retracement. Okay, yeah, that's my update about Bitcoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.